Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 15 in the NFL, and we're doing our usual assortment of games with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, the only handicapper who has the balls and the confidence to take any and every game that I ask him to cover. All the other handicappers take the games that they request. Nothing wrong with that at all. Of course, that's what most handicappers should do. Joe Duffy, a different case though. Long-term success in the industry, almost 30 years, and he'll take whatever I ask him to cover. Right now, we're going to cover Oakland and KC. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
All right, thank you, Peter. It's going to be a huge month, folks.
All right, before we get to your take on this game, give a plug for OffshoreInsiders.com. That's, of course, where your premium picks go, where all the picks where you do feel like you have a big edge on go each week.
Yeah, I do. And the funny thing is, last time I talked to you, I was saying how it's been as bad of a year as I've ever had gambling and handicapping from a backdoor standpoint. Of course, since then I had Green Bay on Monday night, so Lady Luck has not necessarily been on my side, but I've been, I've had some ups and downs throughout the years, sticking to the metrics that continue to work. And if you believe the breaks even out, we're going to have the greatest bowl season in the history of the universe. And from this point on, OffshoreInsiders.com.
All right, sounds great, Joe. Well, Oakland and KC's first game we're going to cover. KC is a 10 or 10.5 point home favorite. Totals 41.5. And the Raiders, of course, off another shocking win over a clearly better team. They beat San Francisco, and the Chiefs are off a frustrating loss to Arizona. This one, of course, is also a revenge game for KC. Oakland was the first, KC was the first team, that quality team they got an outright win against. So I guess this sets up for a KC blowout. We saw what happened to the Raiders after they beat KC. They got absolutely obliterated in their next game. Still, it's just tough to take, a spread of 10 or 10.5 here. And, Oakland does seem to be playing kind of tough. Derek Carr looks like he's got some good qualities, a decent future, and just in general, he seems to be playing tough. So it's hard to go against a team that's playing tough, even though, there is a big revenge factor here for KC. I personally bet the under when this first came out, and I actually bought up to 43. Right now, 41.5, though, is the 110 line market wide. What's your take on this game, Joe?
No, it is definitely an interesting game because some of my proven metrics are somewhat contradicting with each other. Something that's worked with us for years and is also having a good year here is going against road teams that are off of win as home underdogs. They're only 188 and 280, so that says to go against Oakland. Now, admittedly, one of our better performance gap analysis angles that has literally been 50-50 this year. This is not one of the better years. It hasn't gone in reverse, but it just hasn't been a good year. It's really been a coin flip. That would favor Oakland, but still, at the end of the day, I don't completely ignore, no matter how good a system is, I can't ignore other factors. And I do think this is a good combination where, as a general rule of thumb, I've said that this time of the year, it's actually better to go with teams in true spoiler roles against teams that are fighting for the playoffs. But the exception is when a team is a big favorite, they're, it's not a case where they're going to feel the extra pressure. And if anything, they're not going to overlook an opponent. You added that revenge angle, especially, that Kansas City was humiliated being the first victim to Oakland all year. And I do think that Kansas City is going to take out their frustrations on Oakland. And as you said, Oakland off of their last win, they got crushed 52-0. Now, I don't think it's going to be that easy in this case because, when I had Oakland in that Thursday night game that they won outright, after the game, I was observing they're celebrating a little bit too much. Just by their post-game celebration, I really thought that they were vulnerable for a letdown. So I don't think that it's going to apply here quite as much as after their first win, but still, all in all, for some of the reasons you stated, revenge, plus the fact that, Kansas City, if they were playing a little bit better opponent, I might be a little nervous against them here. But the fact that, and especially if they were actually playing at Oakland, where, Oakland would have a better chance at winning outright. Normally, teams in must-win situations or go against. But no, I think here, all the intangibles and the spot play says go with Kansas City to get their revenge.
Yeah, it's kind of a tricky one. I can see why none of the other handicappers wanted to touch it. And again, I think it probably helps a little bit that the Chiefs are off of just a loss to Arizona as well in their last game, as well as the revenge factor from the earlier Raiders game. All right, well, right now, -10 is a widely available number. Joe Duffy liking KC -10 over Oakland. Thanks so much, Joe.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.